So today I had four vintage toys made in Japan back in the 1960s. I thought now that I was done with the repair I might as well do a demo video of them. The first toy would normally have a figure sitting on here, and this was called Space Guard Pilot, and it was kind of a Matt Mason knockoff type toy. It runs on 2 D-cell batteries. It's bump and go. It has a stop-go action with a rotating flashing light in here, and then a gun light there. I won't set it on the floor because I just don't have room in here right now. But you know what bump and go does. Got your on-off switch here in the back. So there's your bump and go drive, spinning lights, and there's your gun effect. And it would drive your little dolly around if you were into action figures, which I never was. Thank goodness. What do we got next? We got the Fighting Spaceman. It's a Horikawa, of course. And the version without the spaceman face and the visor would be the Fighting Robot. And you operate on 2 D-cell batteries, your on-off switch. You'll have the gun action and the light in the helmet that flashes. And then, of course, the walking action. And the swinging arms. So actually, quite a few actions for a simple robot toy. And what do we got next? Next, let's do the Space Station. This is a really cool looking toy. As you can see, it's very large, highly lithographed, all metal. We're going to need to put some batteries in it. And it's going to operate on 2 D-cell batteries as well. And the problem in fixing a toy like this is the entire thing, when it's built, is crimped. This little yellow ring that you see here, that's a crimp. The top and the bottom halves are put together, and then a big machine crimps the two together. So when you have a problem inside a toy like this, the only way you can get in there is through the top. You got a screw here and here. Then you rotate this whole assembly about a quarter turn. You can lift that off. Then there'll be a drive wheel for a center part where there is moving images on the screen. And if you pull the drive wheel away, you can then lift the moving images out, and that'll give you limited access to the wiring. So you got your bump and go action, as you'd expect. Clicking, as you can see, you've got these moving images. Of course, the top is lit. And a clicking sound. And of course, just bump and go. Stays in that one mode. That's all it would do, is go floating around the room with these spaceship images. But really a nice tin lithographed toy. Very nice looking. And that was, did I already say all that? I think I might have. That's the Space Commander Space Station, made by Norma in Japan around 1968, thereabout. And then finally we've got the Cragston Flying Saucer, also known as the Jet Smoke. This is around 1962. Yoshida. You've got 2 D-cell batteries. You've got a drive. You can set this front wheel when you set on the ground in a turn position if you want it to go in circles or straight or wherever you want that. But its main feature is the flashing lights that move around in here, and then the jet smoke action, which is interesting. It's done a little bit differently. There's your lights, and then when those stop, it should go into jet smoke. There we go. As you can see, it really jet smokes. Most of the toys that have a smoking device, I'll just show that one more time. If I plug this one off, you can see it's going to come out of that tube. So I'm not trying to talk over that. While it's smoking, the drive wheels do stop. Most toys that have a smoking device in them like that, the smoker is powered anytime the toy's on. This one's a little bit different. There's a fan attached to one end of the motor that's in here, which is running all the time to the smoker, which is back here. Then the smoker divides off into two tailpipes. So what they do is when they switch the power off to the spinning light, even though the light's still spinning, they turn the power off to that. They then switch the power onto the smoker. So the smoker only gets power when it's smoking, which would normally make sense, right? But I'm just telling you from my experience with toys, any other toy you open up, and I don't care whether it's a smoking bear, a smoking robot, or a gunfighter, the smoking units are normally powered all the time, and what they control it with then is the bellows. So, very cool. One other thing I was going to show you that I find in these whenever I do find them, there are 3 rubber hoses that go from this there's a hose from this tailpipe and this one that meet together at the smoker unit, and then one hose from the smoker unit to the blower. All the hoses were manufactured at the same time. Obviously they were all made out of rubber and they were all made out of the same material, and yet only the tailpipe ones turn rock hard. I mean, you can't, if you bend this it will snap, see? They turn rock hard and brittle. So if you think for a minute smoking isn't bad for you, you better think again, because here's some proof for you. The rubber hose that goes between the fan and the smoking unit inside this unit, it's still flexible. It's still rubber. Only the tailpipe rubber pieces have turned brittle and hard, and are almost always cracked, broken, and usually rattling around on the inside of the toy. Okay, that's it for today for vintage toys made in Japan in the 1960s that are pretty cool.